Hi, my name is Jenna Sutton and I currently teach AP Biology at Brebeuf Jesuit. I just want to talk a little bit about the course. Please feel free to pause the video at any point. I've included specifically feedback from current students that you might find interesting as we go through this. So I'm originally from Zimbabwe, but I studied at Middlebury College in Vermont and Montana State University in Montana. And I've done research in Costa Rica and in and around Yellowstone National Park. So I will bring some of those examples to the class, as well as just my general love for the outdoors and the wilderness. These are some of the things that students have commented on, and every time when you see these little call-out boxes, these are directly from student survey words, so please do take some time to read through them. The course is an AP Biology course, so it's obviously to encourage learning at a higher level in students, to prepare students for a college-level biology course, and obviously to take the AP Biology exam at the end of the year. Why you might want to take it is for exactly those reasons. About 85% of my current students would recommend taking the course if you have a similar background academically to what they have. These are some of the things that students have said that they've gained knowledge and skills on as we've moved throughout the year. We focus on the science practices that are published by AP, which is really looking at a lot of the math that's involved in the science, as well as learning to design and execute labs and redoing labs if something goes wrong and being flexible with that. So really focusing on what data are and what they mean and how to generate those data. These are the science practices that AP publishes that we follow. In terms of course content, it's very similar to freshman biology, only we go into a lot more detail and breadth with this. A lot less emphasis on memorizing, a lot more on applying of the information and critical thinking skills. There are 8 topics that we cover throughout the year, shown here with the breakdown of topics, so please feel free to peruse these. In terms of my expectations, this is a collaborative course. It's super useful to take this with a friend or to make friends really early on, because you're going to be helping each other out so much as we go throughout it. It's very fast-paced based on the amount of information that we have to cover in order to be able to fit in the labs that I like to do. So you have to know that you have to keep up with that work, and attendance is key to that. These are the types of assignments that you can expect. There is a summer assignment, but there's a huge breadth of other assignments, so please have a look at that. Talk to current students about what it is that they've been doing. In general, it takes about 3 hours outside of school for homework or lab work, but a little bit more time when studying. That's what my students have told me. There is a lot of self-inflicted work where we encourage you to do what you need to do as a student in order to reinforce the topics that we review in class. The grade setup is that our assessments and our daily work are equivalent to one another, but I do also offer collaborative corrections on tests, because I don't believe that the test should be the end of the learning, that we should be able to learn from our mistakes on those and to move forward. So that's a huge part of the course, and there's a whole class period, each unit devoted to that. Useful background skills. Most of my students have said that it was super useful for them to be able to have a strong chemistry background, so either honors chemistry or AP chemistry. If you've taken regular chem, this is still an option, but just know it'll be a lot harder for you moving into the course. Other life science courses certainly complement this course, as do some math or psychology courses that are helpful. Certainly how to be successful, be willing to try different study methods, and collaborate with others and be there. Being present in class is half the battle. This is what some students have advised from their taking the class, so please feel free to read through those. In terms of the AP exam, it is required for this course. It's paid for by the state, and it does replace our final exam in the second semester. Many colleges do offer credit for it. It may be biology-specific credit or just general course credit. Many of the schools also require that you have done lab work, so keeping our lab notebook is going to be important to refer back to at that point. The AP exam is what we base our tests around. We follow the same timing and formatting. So it's 50% multiple choice, 50% free response questions. And the free response questions are very predictable in terms of the types of questions you ask, not necessarily the content of them, but it's important. And you are allowed to use a calculator on the exam. These are the breakdowns of the different types of questions on that exam. And these are how much each of those different units are as we move through the year. This is the breakdown of the science practices and the weighting for those. So a lot of visual representations, visual models, a lot of argumentation, which is arguing for why a particular claim is sufficient based on the evidence that you have, or arguing against it, stating why a particular claim would not work based on the data that you've been provided with. These are examples of multiple choice questions. You can see that there is a claim-based question, a math-based question, an experimental design-based question, and then a content-based question. So you can see how they incorporate all four of those together with the data that they provide for these multiple choice. These are examples of a free response question. This is a short free response question. And so it's generally worth about 4 points as opposed to the longer ones, which are 10 points. But you can see how they provide a visual representation that you need to interpret and be able to answer the questions on as we go through it. In terms of how we prepare, there is a lot of focus on topic questions and progress check questions and really getting the timing down for the test in class. In terms of trying to be successful on the test, it's really going to be a lot of independent work going back to the progress checks and seeing which ones you got wrong and why you got them wrong, and coming in and asking questions about the ones that you got wrong. So being able to do those practice problems, being able to work through this independently, working with the test prep book, all of those are going to help you do a great job on that AP exam. These are reasons why some of my current students would recommend taking the course, so please look through these. And here are some reasons why some of my current students would not recommend taking the course. And so I think it's useful to weigh these up as you are trying to make your decision as to whether or not you would like to take the course. Please know I am always available for questions if you have any, and you're welcome to come and see me about those. So in summary, the College Board has run studies that say that people who take AB courses are better prepared for college, and even more so if they've taken the exam. It is a challenging course though, so you have to be willing to work and you have to be willing to put in the time. But perhaps it's better to learn how to do that in high school when you're in a super supportive environment rather than when you first attend college, and that can be a really scary thing going through it by yourself. You have to be willing to work hard, make use of all the available resources, and above all else, talk to students who've taken the class. They're going to really be able to tell you what it's like. But I would love to have you, so please feel free to come and talk to me as well. Thank you.